And let bygones be bygones. لا تبغوا عليهن سبيلا. Don't pursue a case against them. Make a fresh start. And that's really important for married people to understand. Once you go through a problem and you resolve it, you have to start fresh. You can't bring old stuff up again. It's done. It's finished. It's like you got newly married again. That's it. No more past stuff. You remember what you did in 2002? On the 3rd of April? No, I don't. And I don't want to remember. And don't remind me. We're starting fresh. We have to do that. Both husband and wife have to learn to do that, just to let things go. The hardest thing to do is to let things go. It's the hardest thing. But if you're worried about your future, then you have to let the past scars go. You really do. And otherwise you're not able to move on. So فَإِنْ أَطَعْنَكُمْ, if they start obeying you, if they start complying again, they become normal again, then don't pursue a case against them. And don't you think you're the authority. إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ عَلِيًّا كَبِيرًا. Allah has always been the ultimately high, the highest authority. Has always been the big one. You think you're the big one in the household, huh? You're nothing. Allah has always been that authority. So even when the husband exercises that authority, he remembers إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ عَلِيًّا كَبِيرًا. It's very important that Allah put His greatness, His superiority at the end of this ayah, so the husband would never get the idea that he's got the upper hand. He should never forget that Allah is above that. وَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ شِقَاقَ بَيْنِهِمَا. And if the community, khiftum, all of you, meaning the community, if you're afraid, or the extended families of both, if you're afraid that a schism has happened between them, a crack that can't be rebuilt again, shiqaq, has happened between both of them, فَبْعَثُوا حَكَمًا مِّنْ أَهْلِهِ وَحَكَمًا مِّنْ أَهْلِهَا. Then appoint a wise decision maker, a representative, a counsel from her family, from his family, وَحَكَمًا مِّنْ أَهْلِهَا, and a counsel from her family. You know, sometimes husband and wife, they love each other to death, but they don't know how to communicate, especially when emotions run high. They say all the wrong things. And we say, why did you say that? I didn't mean to say that at all. You took it the wrong way. What did you mean? I don't know what I meant, but I didn't mean that. And they have a really hard time communicating. And when you communicate badly, you know what happens? Intentions start getting judged. You meant to hurt my feelings. And she says, no, I didn't. I was saying something completely different. Well, why would you say it this way then? And there's a lot of back and forth in communication problems. When emotions run high, that's normal. So the thing to do, in Revelation, Allah tells us, take a level-headed person from her family and a level-headed person from his family that can understand where they're both coming from, and they can have a civil conversation and be the translators for either one. No, what he actually meant was this. What she actually meant was that. What she really wants is this. You know that time she was throwing stuff at you? She was mad you came 5 hours late because she had already made dinner. And you didn't call. That's what was really going on. And she had a really hard day and she had sinus headaches, and she didn't tell you all of that because she was too angry to tell you. But that's what was happening. Oh, I never knew. Tell her I'm really sorry. That's not what you said when she threw the stuff at you. You said, forget this, I'm going to my mom's house. Or something. Right? So, the hakam will do that. Now, what happens when the hakam themselves hate the other side? Like they want the divorce to happen. They'll come in and make things worse. They'll come and make things worse. So look at the ayah, how powerful it is. He says, in yurida islahan, if they both want reconciliation. Now this both could be the two hakam, the two ambassadors, or it could be the husband and the wife. Either one. But if they both really want reconciliation, يُوَفِّقِ اللَّهُ بَيْنَهُمَا, Allah will create an ability between them. Allah will empower them and give them the ability to make that happen. Allah will empower that situation, and He will get rid of all the miscommunication, and He'll put barakah in that conversation. If the intention is that they should come together, that intention will in and of itself enable a successful negotiation to happen. إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ عَلِيمًا خَبِيرًا. Certainly Allah has always been fully knowledgeable, has had full account, full news. وَاعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ. Now once again, you know, individual specific instructions, then universals. This is again back to a universal. وَاعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ. And enslave yourselves to Allah. وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا. And don't you associate anything with Him in any way, shape or form. وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. And when it comes to both parents especially, show the best possible conduct, excellence in conduct. وَبِذِي الْقُرْبَى. In addition to showing it to those that possess closeness. In other words, anybody close to you. Close, of course, starts with family, but neighbors and relatives, etc. وَالْيَتَامَى. And to the orphan. وَالْمَسَاكِينَ. And to those who can't help themselves, those who are financially stuck. This is goodness in society now. This is goodness between husband and wife. Immediately when we went to goodness to everybody. First be good to Allah. وَاعْبُدُوهُ وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا. Then who should you be good to next? Your parents. وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. Then close relatives. Then orphans. Then the needy. Then learn to be nice and excellent in everything. وَالْجَارِ ذِي الْقُرْبَى. And the neighbor that lives right by. Especially the neighbor that's close to you. In other words, he knows a lot about you. You go a lot of back and forth. Those are the neighbors you have fights with. Right? Those are the neighbors you don't get along with sometimes. But be excellent with them. وَالْجَارِ الْجُنُوبِ. And the neighbor that's on the side of you. In other words, right next to you. Not just in the vicinity, they're right next to you. وَالصَّاحِبِ بِالْجَنْبِ. And even the guy you're traveling with. You're on a bus, there's a person sitting next to you. You're on a flight, there's a person sitting next to you. You know? You're in a caravan, there's some people traveling with you. You're on Hajj, there's a group traveling with you. These are صَاحِبِ بِالْجَنْبِ. This person by your side. The companion by your side. Even to them you have to be excellent. You have to be the best you can possibly be. You have to go out of your way to show courtesy. That same ihsan that was started especially with parents, they were highlighted especially. It was muqaddam. بِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. Then everything else, but it applies to everything else too. Maybe not the same level as parents, because they were made special. But everybody else, you have to be excellent too, I have to be excellent too. You know how mean people are to each other on the subway in New York City? Right? Or on a train in Pakistan or something? People fighting for seats, pushing each other, right? A person of ihsan in the Islamic study, what would it be? We'd be fighting each other. No, you sit down. No, you sit down. Oh, there's an elderly gentleman came. No, Sheikh, please sit down. Have a seat. You know, let me get your bags for you. Don't give anybody your bags in New York. Right? But the idea is that of just finding reasons to be nice to people. Imagine a society like this, where just the drive in everybody is to be nice to other people. But actually also as a nation, Allah Azza wa Jal gives a nation a sense of direction. You know, a path is made of milestones, is made of certain steps that you have to take. You get to this stage, then you get to this stage, then you get to this stage, right? Allah Azza wa Jal, if the Muslims as a collective started trusting Allah in what He instructs us, we would have a sense of direction. Allah would guide us towards a path. Collectively also, right? وَلَهَدَيْنَاهُمْ صِرَاطًا مُسْتَقِيمًا. And how beautiful the correlations in the Qur'an are. This is a study in and of itself, how themes are tied together in the Qur'an. When we study the Fatiha, we ask Allah for guidance. And after we ask Allah for guidance in the Fatiha, we ask that this guidance should be along the lines of those who you've blessed. صِرَاطَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ. Here again, Allah says He would have guided them along a straight path, to and through a straight path, صِرَاطً مُسْتَقِيمًا. And immediately, وَمَنْ يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِمْ. Whoever would obey Allah and the Messenger, then those are in fact the ones that are counted among, and ma'a inshallah I'll talk about a little bit, they're counted among those who Allah blessed.